Hello, welcome to JIBRIN Angle on Wuleke TV. My name is JIBRIN, and this is my angle. Once again, thank you for joining us with Barrister Austin Manta to discuss some issues that borders the Nigerian polity, and not just Nigerian polity. Actually, we shall be talking about at least a topic that has to do with the UK as well. Barrister, thank you once again for joining us.
It's always my pleasure to be here.
Yes, okay. Before then, I want us to talk. Let me play this video for you. Thereafter, I need your thoughts. I want to hear what your opinion about the video.
We stopped being human because we became Nigerians. They divided us and we fell for it. Because you wouldn't see me as a Yoruba man, you spoke for me. Because you wouldn't see me as a Christian, you spoke for me. Because you spoke, because you spoke, because you spoke. Because you spoke, Nigeria couldn't happen to me. Because you spoke. The only reason Nigeria couldn't happen to me is because you spoke. You spoke. That is why Nigeria couldn't happen to me.
All right, Barrister, sorry I had to cut that short because we have to utilize the short time we have. Barrister, you saw, obviously you have watched this video over that earlier in the week, sort of, so it actually trended. I actually made a monologue of this. I think attracted very, very large viewership. And but before I say anything, I want to. What's your thought about this Dele Farotimi's action?
Well, when I watched the video before, when it came out and started trending, a lot of things went through my mind. Initially, I was like, maybe the guy has an emotional breakdown. And I also considered whether he was overwhelmed with the support that he received from Nigerians. I also consider whether he was overwhelmed with the trauma that he suffered. A lot of all these things went through my mind, but I also realized that in a person's life, there are issues that if you cover the issue so much, it can bring tears to you at a point in your life. There are issues, even myself, there are issues that when I even watching some certain videos, sometimes it brings tears to me, like molestation of infant children and all these things. When I see them, sometimes even alone, I used to shed tears. So all these thoughts came to my mind that, but I was like, as this man collapsed emotionally under the weight of the assault that has been launched on him, but I could also see gratitude to the outpouring of love and support that Nigerians of all walks of life gave or came out to support him. I think he should have been more man enough to not to shed tears on in the public in that way, but rather to show more defiance. He would have sat better with a lot of people like me and others. I wanted a show of defiance, very clearly something that people will identify with and we hold on to. The tears, on the other hand, show some people that, okay, we have dealt with him, that's to the extent that, oh, look what he has become. He has shriveled up, and look at, he's now an emotional wreck. So I think it was the optics was not right for his cause. I would have done something more defiant.
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't know. Before I respond to what you just said, did you watch my monologue about this?
No, I'm yet to watch it.
Thank God you and I didn't discuss this. Honestly, you used the word defiance. I used the word, I expected him to come roaring like a lion. Honestly, I felt ashamed that he did that. I felt ashamed for him. Um, you rightly said it earlier, one of the points you made. The way I saw it is like I saw, yes, emotional breakdown, but what I actually saw, I saw a broken man, someone that was broken. Probably he passed through detention, and just like you mentioned, he was overwhelmed by the persecution. A sort of so I saw, in fact, what my own reading of everything that happened on the screen was the issue, the image. The man just projected the image of a broken man. And that is just the reality. I expected no matter how strong you are, every man cries. Everybody cries. The strongest of all, the most courage of the strongest of all men, they cry. As long as you're a human being, you have a moment of emotion. Every human being has a moment of emotions. But there are areas, there are emotions you just control yourself. You don't let it out to the public, especially when you are an image, a public image, or a public a figure, or somebody that is actually leading a movement, a resistance movement. It's just like a soldier, a general. You expect a general to exhibit weakness at the war front. What do you expect his subordinate, the soldiers, the head of the battalion, or his subordinates to do behind him? Obviously, if the leader exhibits weakness, then the followers obviously will chicken out. We equally we equally be weak. That's just the reality. It's good you and I didn't even discuss. We've not even talked. We've not even spoken since then. Sorry, you didn't watch my monologue because I know obviously you're not an online kind of person as such when it comes to watching all this stuff. So, but that's just the reality. Honestly, I didn't. I don't know who. But I don't know if he discussed it with someone. He was, to me, he was ill advised to just do that. And I know emotions sometimes you break down, sometimes you can't control, but there are things like emotion like this. I expected him to control himself. Come out and really be strong and give it back to the government. Just in fact, I said on my monologue, I said the same thing, that seeing his own enemy, his persecutors, watching that video, they will feel so fulfilled.
Yes, they will have some satisfaction.
Of
Some
course, sense of
satisfaction.
satisfaction. Yes, of
I said
fulfillment.
the optics was wrong.
Honestly,
Optics gave them some satisfaction that yes, we have dealt with this man. And you can contrast great people. Look at what Trump did when he was shot. He managed
correct,
to
correct. That
go,
is it.
and I can bet you that won him a lot,
Oh my
a
God!
lot,
Even his enemies. That look.
exactly. That won him a lot of supporters.
Elon Musk today, the support he's getting, massive support he's getting from Elon Musk. He got and he's still getting from Elon Musk. Elon Musk confessed that was when Elon Musk eventually came out to endorse him publicly. I don't know if you watched the Elon Musk interview after that. That was what broke the camel's back. All those while Elon Musk was behind the scene, supporting him behind the scene, and it wasn't that until he didn't even then he hadn't endorsed him publicly. But when Trump exhibited that act of strength and courage, my God, that he said, Elon Musk said, man, that only a strong man can do that. And that was when he came out and endorsed him publicly. And that is just, look, honestly, I felt, and I was, so many people criticized me on the monologue, on the comment section or whatever. And I think I responded to one of them. I said, look, watch that what Farotimi just did. Now just watch that the public should watch that Farotimi's what do you call it? His public image or civil what do you call it? A civil rights movement. That image of civil rights activism, good. Civil rights activism, that image, honestly, that the image will diminish. It doesn't have that fighting spirit anymore. I just experienced the spirit of
you know, in an African society, for a man, a grown-up man, in a very solemn occasion like this, to be shedding tears, they will tell you how it's women that cry in that manner.
Of course.
It was not the right thing to do at all.
Honestly,
Whatever emotions are welled up in him,
control it.
It was not beyond control.
Honestly.
He was talking, knowing very well that it's going to trend all over Nigeria and even beyond.
Yes.
He ought to control his emotions and present a face of defiance.
Honestly.
If he makes statements of defiance against his traducers, but I can tell you that they are Afri Babalola and Co. Wherever they sat and watch it, they will be nodding their heads that yes, we have dealt with this.
Honestly.
We have dealt with this guy.
Honestly.